そんなのてめえの決めることじゃねえだろうが。
ほら、終わった。Psst, are you still missing over Tokyo Revengers? Well, you should forget about that trash show because I have something so much better for you in store, and that's Windbreaker. If there is one genre that I really have a soft spot for and gets my unique attention, it's the delinquent genre. Most of the series that I have seen completely miss the mark and rarely maintain the great pacing that they have made themselves. But not Windbreaker. This anime is a breath of fresh air, and if you catch my drift, you will learn why Windbreaker triumphed in Season 1 and is coming back for Season 2. I'll fill you in on what actually happened in Season 1 of Windbreaker and some of the key events that happened which makes the anime stand out more than the rest. It deals with the struggles of Haruka Sakura, who has heterochromia of both the eyes and the hair, and anyone who makes fun of him is definitely in a world of pain. Sakura moves to a town where he looks to attend Furin High School. He heard that the delinquents at Furin are the lowest of the low, so he wants to use his strength to rise to the top and take over the gang. He claims that he doesn't need anyone. However, there's a human side to him that he just can't let go of: the willingness to help people. When a small cafe worker named Tachibana gets cornered by delinquents, Sakura jumps in and saves her. She thanks him and treats him to some omurice. Despite the kind gestures, Sakura's trust issues kick in and he gets quite defensive. When he leaves, those delinquents from before are back with friends. Sakura shows off how much of a badass he is by practically soloing the gang all by himself until Tachibana gets taken hostage. He gets his ankle sliced by a knife trying to protect her. However, 4 members of Furin show up and even up the odds. Afterward, we learn that Furin used to be known as the weakest 2 years ago. Today, the town adores them as they have become known as Bofurin, the town's protectors. Sakura aims to become the leader so that he can prove that he's not the weak and belittled kid that he used to be. His journey causes him to learn to lean on people and trust others, although he is reluctant to do so, through battling Shishitoran, a neighboring gang. However, some of these realizations begin to settle in. This premise sounds pretty awesome, right? Now here's how Season 2 of Windbreaker will up the ante, because in the final episodes of Season 1, Sakura gets promoted to the first-year grade captain, the 4 Heavenly Kings make an appearance, and a new rival gang emerges, spelling trouble for the Bofurin team, which will be the main highlight of the next season. In case you didn't know, Windbreaker is made by CloverWorks Studios, famous for Fairy Tail, Darling in the Franxx, The Promised Neverland, and Spy X Family. Sure, there may be some overworking controversy regarding the studio, but you can't deny the fact that the fights in Windbreaker are well choreographed with some very intricate animation and camera work that adds a little bit of spice to the fights. The talented animators did bring their A-game to this project. Speaking of story consistency, it's hard to really determine a consistent storyline by only 5 episodes into the series. That being said, as of right now, Windbreaker is doing everything right from a story perspective. The exposition has been great, Sakura's main goal of reaching the top of Bofurin through his fighting abilities isn't over the top, nor is his goal completely absent from the story. The main setting is also well established and can grasp the attention of different audiences no matter their taste. The story has yet to steer off course for any particular reason, and any events that happen tend to flow seamlessly from one to another. A meetup with certain characters can lead to a problem with others. Nothing feels forced or out of place. Even the humor and the timing of everything fits like a glove, just like Dandadan, which you can check our video related to it on our channel. So far, Windbreaker is a well-paced anime that doesn't miss a beat, and it doesn't feel like you're being rushed into certain parts of the story. It is shown early on that it knows what it's doing, and that comes from a combination of how Satoru Nii wrote the story and how the staff is adapting it, just like a match made in heaven. Here's another unique thing that makes Windbreaker different from the rest of the delinquent anime, and I totally get it. Viewers want a delinquent anime that really hammers home the delinquency. Windbreaker does a wonderful job of establishing the delinquent storyline. That being said, the humor is a very underrated aspect of the series to those who don't know much, if anything, about the series. But once you watch the series, you'll know it's a big part of it in the best ways possible. There are a lot of chibi-faced comedic moments, and characters yelling at each other or throwing chairs out of nowhere. The series does a great job of portraying how delinquent teenage boys would actually behave in certain situations. The mix between serious and humorous moments is a nice balance that leaves you feeling the episodes just ended as soon as they started. Now, I have explained everything about Season 1 here, so how would the plot of Season 2 progress? Well, it's totally possible that Windbreaker might venture out more toward expanding personal arcs. Although there's far more dangerous rivalry brewing between Furin and KEEL, it's safe to assume that the anime might not forget about its soft touches to the character's growth every now and then. Also, since it would be Sakura's first major confrontation after becoming grade captain, a lot would be riding on his leadership and fighting skills. That being said, the Bofuri first graders might be in for a bloody ride, as KEEL might be their toughest opponent yet, and they may end up breaking a few members. The 4 Heavenly Kings may be the next focal point of the season, but then you have Umemiya, who has become the new Gojo Satoru, stealing the spotlight with his silver-haired beauty and cheery personality. As much as the audience wants to focus on Sakura's backstory and present arc, the viewers are also interested in Umemiya's story and his rise to being Bofurin's top gun. Moreover, with how the series has balanced its coming-of-age element with delinquency and violence, it's likely that this particular brawl will also be an emotional rollercoaster for the characters and fans alike. Although there's no confirmation about the plot and the arc featuring in Season 2, this is likely the direction the show will take. And that's about it with Windbreaker. There has been an official announcement that Windbreaker will be releasing its second season in April 2025, but despite the release date, there has been no teaser present, so it's difficult to confirm the direction the story will go. The creators released a promotional video that recapped the highlights of Season 1 at the end. Since the action-packed series covered up to 41 chapters, there's still plenty of source material fans can catch up to. As of now, Satoru Ni's urban grit drama has completed 147 chapters, which means that the anime creators still have a lot of ground to cover and experiment with. Thanks again guys, and I'll see you on the next one!